Oops. I spilled it all over my bed. Hello everybody, hope you are doing well. I decided to film a makeup tutorial and it is on this look that you currently see right here. It's just a nice purple kind of smoky look. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. But if you like this look and you want to see how I did it, just keep on watching. Guys, so I have already gone ahead and prepped my skin. I've washed it, I've toned it, I've moisturized it. I'm gonna go ahead and take my favorite night balm. It's from Bath & Body Works. It's the CO Bigelow. I know it's nighttime, but I go ahead and apply that first thing to my lips. And the reason I do that is because anytime that I'm wearing any kind of matte lipstick, I like to have a really moisturized, ready to go lip, just to avoid the flakiness and the cakiness and all of that. So I went ahead and applied this. So the next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is, after I've let my moisturizer sink in for about 5 minutes now, I'm gonna go ahead and take my NYX Pore Filler Primer. And I actually really like this. I got it at the drugstore. I don't think it's that expensive, like maybe $9. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my T-zone. And that's where I get most of my pores, is really in my T-zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this and really work it into the skin. So next up, I'm gonna take my Urban Decay. It's the Stay Naked foundation. I have mine in the shade 40WY. So I'm just gonna take a pump on my hand, and then with a beauty blender, just apply that onto my skin, starting from the center and working my way out. Just a reminder to blend from your chin down to your neck, because as you saw in my first vlog, I had a nice foundation line from lazy blending down my jawline, so just a reminder. Okay, so the next step that I like to take is I like to do my brows. So I have the Urban Decay Brow Blade, and I have it in the color Brown Sugar. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and brush my brows upwards to kind of see what shape I'm working with. And then from there, I'm going to be taking the waterproof pencil side, and I'm just going to go from underneath and get the shape from under there first. Light-handed strokes. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my spoolie and brush that color up into the brows. And then again, just going through another time underneath that initial shape and brush through again. So as you can see, even just doing underneath the brows first, the definition that I have of just brushing the color up is totally different. So I'm just gonna do the same for my second brow, and then I will see you guys in a second. I always have one brow that's like my good brow, and then one's that is like the rebel child, the like black sheep, aka me growing up. The shape is not perfect, but they're sisters, not twins. So next, I'm going to take the ink stain side, and I'm just gonna go into my brows and do upward hair-like strokes. Start from back here. I don't like to start from the beginning of my brow just because that can look really like harsh and sharp. You don't want those block brows, you know? Something that's just a little bit more natural. The closer that I get into this inner part of my brow, the goal is to match it up with the inner corner of your eye. So I'm just making the little hair-like strokes really, really lightly until I get closer. Like, I'm barely touching the skin right now. So just as you get closer to the middle of your face, just like that. So you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. It comes in closer to the corner of my eye right here. And then I just like to brush through my brows one more time just to make sure that any excess product that might be like clumped up in my brows is brushed through. From here, I just like to go ahead and clean it up a little bit. I'm going to take my Kylie concealer. This is in the shade Stone. I'm just gonna take this little concealer brush that I got from Sephora. It's the pointed concealer brush. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of concealer on my hand and then just really lightly go under my brow. And as you'll see, when I get closer to the inside of my brow, I wanna make sure that I have the least amount of product on my brush. So I'll go through and I'll do the outer part first, and then the inner part. What that does is it makes it look less harsh and more natural. So. I know you feel like you want me. And I guess in a way you do. So right here I have the least amount of product on my brush. And then from from there just to make sure all the excess product, anything that looks a little bit heavy under the eye out here. I'm just gonna go in and get as close as I can under the brow. And then I do take my finger and kind of blend it down. And next, I'm just going to do the top of my brow really gently, not really try to go too far into the front of my brow, just so that that looks natural too. Mostly focusing on cleaning up the edge, going down to the tail, and giving it some nice shape, just cleaning up the top a little bit. One tip I have is when you're getting the concealer off of your hand onto your brush, tapping the excess off on the side, just to make sure that you don't have too much product going in.
I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you.
And again, just blending that out with my fingers. And then after that, what I like to do is I like to go back in with my spoolie, and then I will just spoolie through the brow and make sure I'm getting rid of any harsh lines. That it's cleaned up, but it is more natural and kind of fluffy looking. But still like on point, you know what I mean? Okay, so that is my first eyebrow completed. I'm just going to go in and do the second one the same way, and then I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, next I'm going to be moving on to eyeshadow. I'm going to be using a primer, so I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Primer Potion, just in the original. Next, I'm going to be going in with my Huda Beauty Matte and Metal Melted Shadows. I have this in the color Requested Line. So it's a really pretty pink, mauve-ish type color. So first I'm going to be going in with the matte side. I'm just going to go on my lid, close to my lash line. And then I'm going to go in with a blending brush. Just going to go ahead and blend that all over my lid up into my crease. And you guys, this is so pigmented. I'm obsessed. Right. Okay, so I just did the same thing on my other eye, going into my Morphe. This is the 35M palette. I'm going to start by taking this one, the shade right there. I'm going to go in with a thinner blending brush. This is the M330 by Morphe. And I'm just going to tap into that shade, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to go in, holding at the end of the brush, because that's going to give you the lightest touch and easiest blend. So I'm just going to start in the outer corner and blend towards the inner corner, just using kind of windshield wiper, circular motions, and taking my time. Okay, so I've just blended that out. Now I'm going to go in with the same color, same brush, and do a second eye. And I'll see you guys in a second. So I went ahead and adjusted some of the lighting and the camera angle, so hopefully this is going to be easier to see. I'm running as I go, right? Sounds good. Okay, and then I like going in with a fluffy blending brush. This is one by Sephora, but it's totally worn out, so I have no idea what it is. But it's a fluffy blending brush, and you just go in and kind of blend out the sides, again making sure to hold towards the end of the brush, just so that you get light pressure and easier blends on both sides. One thing I will say is don't worry about it getting too messy. I'm gonna clean it up with like liner and concealer, so don't worry too much about that, because I am a messy bitch. So next I'm going to go in with this darker shade, same Morphe palette, but darker shade right up here. I'm going to again apply that in my crease, a little bit more detailed in my crease right here. So I'm just going to take that shade, tap off the excess, again holding a little bit closer to the middle of the brush, but still towards the end, because you don't want to have too much pressure. But focusing this more on the middle of the lid to the outer corner. And as you can see, I'm also making an effort to drag a little bit up right here, because I want to lift my eye. I don't want it down. So as you can see, I've messed up a little bit right here. And that's making my eye on this side look a little bit droopy. And on this eye, because I'm making sure to work my way up like that towards the tail end of my brow, it's lifting it up. So I'm hoping you guys can see the difference right there. But just making sure I'm just deepening my crease, adding some more pigment, and just slowly building up that color. You don't want to go in and just like tap on a bunch of pigment and eyeshadow onto the brush and then just go straight into your eye. You want to tap off the excess and slowly build the color, because you want that nice blend. Okay, so now in the same Morphe palette, I'm going to go into this deeper kind of plum color right here. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more precise. I'm going to take this thinner kind of almost pencil brush, but it's a little bit more malleable. Is that I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean. It's a little bit easier to blend with. And this is the Morphe M560 brush. And I dip it in there and then just go deeper into my crease. So right in here, right in the crease, and kind of make like a little bit of a V. Again, pulling the V up, blending in the crease, and then also dragging it a little bit onto my lid, just creating more depth in the outer corner. All right, now I'm gonna go back in with the Morphe 330 brush and then just blend that out a little bit better. Okay, so I just did the same thing to my other eye. Next, I'm going to go back into the Morphe palette, and with the same M560 brush from Morphe, I'm going to go into this dark purple shade right here. And with this, I'm going to just really focus it on that outer V, outer corner, just to really deepen it out, kind of smoke it out a little bit. Go in to that outer corner right there, outer V, bringing it up, really placing the color here, and sort of blending as I go, but really making the shape that I want. Okay, and then again with my blending brush, I'm just gonna go in and blend that out. Take your time with blending. You don't want any harsh lines. You just really want the color to blend in together, to really melt into each other, and have a nice gradient effect. So I've done that on both sides of my eye. Now I'm just gonna go in and make kind of a cut crease. So again, I'm gonna take my same Kylie concealer and then this flat brush. Same thing, I got it from Sephora. It's rubbed off, so I don't know kind of which one it is. But I'm gonna go in and tap. And then I am just gonna look up and back down to see where that line needs to be. I'm only gonna stop about halfway, so about right there. So now that that's done, I'm gonna try and kind of blend it into the area right here, onto the lid. Just kind of make sure there's an even blend so that the colors will kind of blend into each other nicely. Kind of like that. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into the Huda Beauty Melted Shadows, and this time I'm going to take the glitter shade. This is called Slow Jams. The thing about this is that it dries really quickly, but I'm going to go ahead and put that where that cut crease is. So I'm just gonna go in and put that on my lid here, and then blend it up into that crease area that I created.
I saw you from the distance. Hey, you.
Honestly too, this is the reason that I bought this specific shadow, is because I'm obsessed with this shade, like stunning. I'm obsessed. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to take my Morphe M210 flat shader brush, I think is what this is called. And then I'm going to go into this dark purple shade again. Just load up my brush, and then I'm going to again go into the outer V and just deepen that up a little bit. And I'm just tapping. I'm not swiping because I want a good wash of pigment. I don't want to go in and smear it around. So I'm just going to deepen that up, because then in this middle part right here, I'm going to add another color to kind of mesh it all together, one that's not so dark. Okay, and then I am gonna go back in with my Morphe M330 and just blend out the edges. Next, I'm going into the Morphe palette again, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here. It's like a glittery purple kind of shade. And on the other side of my flat shader brush again, I'm going to dip into that. And then right in the middle here, I'm going to kind of meld the Huda shade and the darker shade together. That has a nice gradient and blend. And then to blend that together even further, I'm going to go in with a mixture of this shade right here and this shade right here. And I'm just gonna do that more on this side. And then I'm just kind of patting all over, back and forth, to get that to blend as much as possible. So now that that's done, I'm going to go in and do my liner. So I'm going to take my NYX Matte Liquid Liner, and I'm really gonna try, oh no! It's splattered everywhere. That's awesome. Did it get on my white shirt? Did not. I'm surprised. Okay, so I'm really gonna try and make it a thin line. Well, not super thin, but I don't wanna go like overboard, you know? I'm gonna start right there in the middle. and then work my way in. I just want to have kind of a base, right? And then follow my lower lash line, make the little flick, and then from the very end, I'm going to take it a little bit down from the very end and then connect from that point to the line where it should be. So, I'm shaking, concentrate.
I'm wandering slowly. There you are.
I've made this little flick, I have connected it. So now that that's done, I'm actually going to go in and do my concealer for my face. I don't know why I do this, but I do my foundation first, my brows, and then my eyes, and then I do the rest of my face afterwards. I don't know, some people do it that way, some people don't. Some people do their full base first, and I just don't. I don't know, I feel like I can clean up better after, you know, everything. But I'm gonna go in with my Kylie concealer again. I'm just going to put 2 dots right there, and then I'm going to go in with this Sephora blending concealer brush. I'm just gonna go in and kind of dab it, kind of swipe and blend right here so that it's not such a harsh clean line to clean up that eyeshadow. And just kind of blend down. And then I do go in with my beauty blender and just kind of blend it further. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and contour. So I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty matchstick. I have mine in the shade Amber. And then I'm just going to start up here at my hairline and then go down like that. Up here at my hairline, go down like that. And make sure you're contouring based on your face shape. This is just kind of what I do. But then I like to come here on my chin and do that. And then on my jawline. And then to cancel out this double chin that I have, I just kind of add it there. So I'll start with that, and then I usually will go in and do my nose afterwards. And then I can't remember where I heard it, but they said to blend your contour upwards instead of dragging it down. So that's what I do, I just blend upwards.
I'll just make you cry.
And then from there, I just blend out the bottom. Now I'm gonna do my nose contour. I have like a giant nose, thanks genetics. So I wanna kinda like slim it down because as you can see, it's kind of like fatter right here. Fatter. But I start here and I just go along the side. And I wanna make it kind of shorter too. So I will go here and then I want to kind of have it the same length all the way and go up to the eyebrow and kind of connect it like that. And then again, blend that out with my beauty blender. And make sure you blend it like completely out. You want to make sure you're avoiding like not having contour lines, obvious contour lines, you know? I don't know, that would just be embarrassing to me, I guess. I don't know. Anytime that there's a problem with my makeup, I'm hella like embarrassed. Like I had this foundation. It was actually the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, and out of nowhere, it just started oxidizing so bad, and I didn't realize it. My face was just orange. And I'm a very pale person, but to have an orange face, that just, oh, I was mortified. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go in and highlight a little bit. So I'm going to take the linen shade from the matchsticks, and I'm going to highlight right here, down the bridge of my nose, separate that contour, down here on my chin, up here on my forehead. And then I'm actually gonna go and carve out where the darker contour shade was. Just kind of cut it a little bit more, you know what I mean? Blend, 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 blend. I wonder if you did the math, how many hours you spend blending your eyeshadow or your foundation or whatever, what that would amount to. So now that I've blended my life away, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Kylie translucent setting powder. Ooh, boy, it's a mess. So tap off as much as you can. You don't want to use too much powder. And I think I just put on too much powder. Oops. Oh, I spilled it all over my bed. So now I think I'm gonna do my lower lash line. I think I'm actually gonna go into this shade right here. So I'm just gonna take my Morphe M560 and then I'm gonna look down. Then I'm gonna go in with my blending brush and just blending again. Next, I am going to go in with my Khaki by Kylie Cosmetics. It's a bronzer, kind of just adding some color. Put some up on my forehead and then underneath. All right. Next, I'm going to use my cute little mermaid brush and go into another Kylie shade. This is their blush in Crush. And I like to bring this in closer on my face. And I actually like to put a little bit on my nose, a little bit on the forehead. Next, ooh, we cannot forget the highlighter. So I think I'm gonna go in to my Morphe Lo-Fi 8L contour palette. And I'm gonna take, oh, this is awkward. This like kind of pinky shade, it's called Cosmic. For my lips, because this is such a dramatic look on my eyes, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe lip liner in Spiffy. Start from my Cupid's bow and kind of connect. I fill in my lips with the lip liner. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go in with my Kylie matte liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade High Maintenance Hat, in like the center of my lip. And then I'm actually probably gonna add some of this lip gloss on top of it. I feel like this is kind of calling for a gloss. So this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Lip Shine. This is in the shade Ballet Pink. And then real quick, I'm just gonna do my lashes off camera. It's just gonna be some mascara. I don't know why I do it this way, but I set my brows after everything else is done. So I'm using the Renegade Brow Finish. And this is just the clear one. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed my video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. But other than that, I hope you guys are having a great day, being kind to yourselves and others, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!